Or are you or some of your friends jumping from one relationship to the next and calling it love? Maybe you're guilty.
I know, I dropped my card, you guys. It's down, it's staying down there.
Fine. Well, some people, they're calling this new call phenomenon. It's called monkey barring, and it could actually be a hidden trauma response.
And I'm actually nervous. Maybe I had monkey barring. I'm married now, but I did jump in relationships quite fast. Joining us this morning is relationship expert and certified marriage and family counselor, Love McPherson, and she's going to break down what monkey barring is and how healing can begin. So, monkey barring. So let's get into this. Did you make this up? Is this a word?
No, neither one of us have heard this before.
Actually, a thing, monkey barring, and it is basically jumping, just like when we were kids in the playground, going from you hold on to one bar and you reach to the next bar, and you don't let go of that person. So you are in a relationship, you're holding on to the other relationship, but your hand is reaching for somebody else, which is kind of betrayal in slow motion.
Now, there's some people who, I guess they just don't know how to be alone. So what is the hidden trauma behind that? You
know what? There are various traumas that can be behind it. One of the traumas is abandonment wounds. And now, first of all, I'd like to say that everybody with an abandonment wound won't use monkey barring as a solution. However, if they do use it as a solution, you can usually trace it back to a trauma wound. Okay? So with the abandonment, what happens is people who have unresolved abandonment issues, or wounds, what you will find is that they never feel like somebody will not leave them. I don't care how devoted you are. I don't care how good the relationship is. They can be married. They'll still feel anxiousness of somebody about to leave them. Therefore, when they see that somebody maybe have criticized them or they're in a relationship, it feels a little disconnected, or that's the sign to actually come closer. Instead of doing that, they will run and start grabbing hold of another relationship.
So you say abandonment wounds. Are you talking about like parental abandonment?
It can be parent wounds. It can be, it can even be death. Death is an abandonment. So the feeling of the pain of being alone, and what they fear is the loneliness.
Yeah.
And loneliness is actually as deadly as cigarette smoke. And so what happens is people who are feeling like they will once again experience the past pain of loneliness.
Yeah.
And that pain of being by themselves and listening to themselves. And that's the biggest deal. What happens is you have to listen to your voice in that silence. And if you have a bad inner critic who tells you you're not enough, who talks to you badly, who tells, who makes you feel bad, what ends up happening is you don't want to listen to them. So you don't enjoy your own company. People might enjoy your company and you don't. So you'll try to fill the space with noise and relationships. And that's what happens.
So hypothetically, say me or Caitlin knows somebody who's guilty of doing this. How do we kind of broach that topic with them?
Well, I would encourage them to, first of all, say, do you need this relationship or do you want this relationship? What would it feel like for you to be alone and be single and stop and pause to see what happened at the last relationship? I would ask them different questions like that, but then I would also encourage them to start working on their health, their mental health. And if that might be some therapy, it might be all kinds of things. It might be prayer for them. It might be therapy. It might be just really sitting down and self-reflecting. But it's very important that they stop and pause.
Do you think that monkey barring will cause people to have issues getting married? Like they don't want to have the commitment, they don't trust the commitment. And when they do get to that point of a serious relationship and maybe thinking about marriage, does their significant other have to constantly build them up for them to feel secure?
Absolutely. It happens all the time. And because it's not just abandonment wounds, it could be neglect wounds, it could be rejection wounds, and they respond differently to different types of wounds. It will affect your relationship because I have worked with couples who still feel like this person who has been with them for 20 years and has been faithful to them is still going to leave them. And really what the abandonment, the rejection, the neglect has not been from the partner, it has been from themselves. They don't love themselves enough to listen to themselves, to heal themselves, to spend time with themselves. So the solution is not in finding a partner or even the security of a marriage. It is in knowing you, loving you, healing you, and spending time with you.
I got one more quick question for you. What impact do you think, if any, that online dating is playing in this phenomenon?
Oh, yeah. Online dating, that is a really good question because online dating gives you this great big buffet, a buffet to swing from. You know, we could just keep going back and we could sit there we can come for breakfast and stay for lunch. You know, we could just continue to eat and test all of the different cycles. So I do believe that, and that's a whole different segment that you can call me back for because the plethora of options that it outlines, it may not be monkey barring, but you still have the persons who are indecisive because they think maybe that other dish tastes just a little bit better.
Don't like that.
No,
I'm glad I met my husband before the age of online and, you know, the
Me
social
too,
media
42 years ago.
Goodness, yes.
All right, thanks so much for your time this morning.
It's always a pleasure.